you're staying with us. Okay, there are mottos for life, but there's probably very few things as foundational as what we're going to talk about with licensed pastoral counselor Dr. James Stillwell. You're going to share some really important factors with us today. 5 truths to help us navigate whatever we are going through in life, and we're always navigating something because that's life, right?
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dr. Stillwell, thanks for being
Thanks
here.
for
We
being
love
here.
when you're here.
You're welcome. It's great to be here. The first one is let it go, or just let go of the idea of perfection. We have a false idea of perfection. I mean, each of us has our own definition of what that looks like. Whenever you see reality, we tend to look for the thing that we think is wrong that nobody else even sees.
Right,
Sure.
it's true.
And that's true of our circumstances, and it's true of our past. Let go of some things and don't carry it around.
Right, and we were talking about this on the break too. You know, I mean, it feels like as I've gotten older, I'm able to let, you know, that perfection go. You know, trying to be perfect at this or you know, look perfect at this. You just kind of let it start to
It's really
go by the
hard for
wayside. You have to.
perfectionists because it becomes resentment. I'm
Yeah.
so angry that this happened
Yeah.
when it really didn't matter.
Well, I
Right.
also think as you grow and go through things, your idea of perfection changes
Yes.
and
I hope so.
adjusts. So you're not so hypocritical of
true.
things that you may have been in the past.
Right, that's for sure. Yeah.
But then you find new ones. Just kidding.
It's obsessive.
And that kind of leads to number 2, because we are critical of other people because we're in other people's business. And my business are the things that I can control. Your business are the things you can control. And if I can just stay in my own business, that's going to save me a lot of grief.
Okay, so we like to get into other people's business sometimes. Okay, I'll just put it out there.
Sure.
And you know, how do you stop yourself from even wanting to do that? I mean, you know, and you know, I don't do it all the time, but you know, it is kind of, it's like the gossip thing or whatever. You know. How do you
Well, I
prevent yourself
remind
from getting
myself
sucked in?
that what's on my plate is plenty.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not, your business is not my business. God's business is the things only God can control. So I need to let a lot of things go, and that frees me up. So.
It has a lot to do too that we can't. Don't take it personally, which you talk about all the time. And a lot of times, we're in somebody's business because we think it has something to do with us, or
Right.
it's against us. When really, just like let everybody
It's
deal with
really
their
Yeah, that's right.
a reflection of our own narcissism
Yeah.
when we do that. The next thing is give it time. And the illustration is money, because every few years, every 9 or 10 years, there's a recession or something like that, and we tend to, I got to take all my money out. And that's the very worst thing you can do, because over a 20-year period, it's going to build at approximately 8.5% interest if you just let it go, leave it alone, give it time. And that same principle is true for us. Whatever projects that we have, we sense, I want to get this done, I want to get that done. Sometimes things have to mature,
Yeah.
and things have to have their own pace.
Right.
It's one of the
So-
hardest lessons, especially
It
in
is.
healing. Everybody always
Yes.
says time heals all, and it's true.
Yes.
But gosh, it's hard.
Time
is.
could be a year or 2 or more, and there's no expiration date on grief. So that's important. The next one is you get to make choices about your own happiness. That's your health, that's choices about your money, that's a lot of things that we have control over. And we don't have to take this stance, everything's bad, and just looking at the negative, but we get to make choices. There may be only one little thing you can control today, but find out what it is and do that.
That's good advice.
That is. I mean, because you feel like sometimes the world is controlling you, your schedule, your everything. I mean,
This is a news show,
Yeah.
but we just had a couple of minutes of news. You know, I think the 24/7 news cycle is terrible for our stress,
Yeah.
because there's so much of that we can't control. But find one thing you can control and do that.
nice.
What if you work in the news business, Dr. Stillwell? No.
Well,
Your next one leads well into that.
Well, it is true. This one kind of is the summary of all of them, is let it settle. Give your mind time to settle. Just breathe. Go take a walk in the woods and just receive nourishment. And you know, that way you're not going to be troubled by your anxious thoughts, and you're just going to find some peace of mind. And you'll know what's the next thing to do.
Right.
What's something I have control over, something where I can make a difference, instead of taking responsibility for everybody else's stuff.
I would think that that's where yoga or
Meditation.
That is
or
it.
prayer,
Yes.
anything of that nature would be so beneficial for people. Is
Right.
that, am I
It's,
right? with
it's
that?
almost the saying, you know, you've heard, don't just stand there, do something. Don't just do something. Sit there.
Yeah. Just don't do something to do
Yes.
something. Just
Yes.
That's what I'm going to tell people now.
Right.
When they're like, why aren't you doing something? There's stuff going on. Let me
Yes.
I'm letting it go.
Yes.
Well, those are all 5 of those just great in whatever situation we may be in. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Stillwell.
Thank
If
you.
people need some help navigating through life, which we all do, how do we get a hold of you?
All right. Well, drjamesstillwell.com gives all 3 of my locations and has my cell phone number and my email. So
Perfect.
There we go.
Wonderful. Thank
we
you.
appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Stay with us. Midday will be right back.